Yo, appreciate your time and just know that I'm SK Crypto K, and today you should join my crypto club. Maybe by the end earn some dividends, so in advance I'ma thank you right now for that sub. Hey! Yo, let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to one of the biggest AMAs here that we've done in Tortuga so far. Today we have Elephant Money, aka Elephant in the Room. And speaking of elephants themselves, or rather in this case, whales, we have our presenter, SK Crypto. Hi, SK, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, what's going on? Thank you for having me here. Ganyo, good to see you again, man. It's been a minute. But yeah, my name's SK Crypto K. I'm a YouTube influencer that I've been in DeFi since January of 2021. And I'm just like everyone else, looking for financial freedom, trying to get out of the rat race. And with all the dozens of protocols I have experienced, there is only one that is even worth a damn, and it is Elephant Money. It is over 2 years old. It has $61 million in locked liquidity, in addition to $38 million in a treasury. And this is poised for a supply shock. So this is the only thing, that I feel comfortable teaching other people because I believe in it. This is a passion project, not only for me, but anyone else who gets in and falls in love with it, because once you see what I'm about to teach you, it cannot be unseen. You will sell your shit coins and you will jump into this and just pay attention to what's coming. But I am not part of the team. I am just a passionate community member, volunteer army. We have so many different content creators from YouTube and Medium article writers and podcasters that all are talking about Elephant Money on their own accord, and it is just a beautiful thing. And then lastly, I'll say that I am not the dev, right? His name is Bank Teller, aka Tony Perkins. He is doxxed. He is an MIT computer scientist that went to school with Elon Musk. Okay, but they didn't know each other. They didn't meet, nothing like that. But that just gives you an idea of his age. He has been in the economic sector for traditional finance with Fidelity and State Street and FinTech for over 25 years. And now he's spent the last 6 years coding in DeFi to crack the code, to give the sauce for DeFi and true innovation and price appreciation. So yeah, there's a lot to diversify in here with, and I think you guys will enjoy this time.
Oh yeah, well, I'm definitely going to enjoy this. I mean, the last time we saw you, you were in the Cove for an AMA. That was a long time ago now, and it seems like it's just gotten better and better for you. So, can I just say, first off, congratulations on the success. We're so happy that you got the support you deserve, and yeah, it's great to see you here again, talking about the same thing, showing the same passion, showing the same love, man. So, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. So let's start off then, because I want to learn more about how Elephant Money has evolved and grown over time. There's a lot to cover in this because you don't have you have a token, but you don't have necessarily what you could consider a native token to your ecosystem. Instead, the main player and the main prize here is gotta be BNB. So why don't you run us through the ecosystem? Tell us a little bit more about how we can get involved in this absolutely massive protocol.
Yeah, absolutely. And feel free, please, anybody, just jump in. If something I said doesn't make sense, I will run it back for you and make sure it makes sense. Even though there's a lot going on in this protocol, we're going to focus on three things, okay? First up is going to be the Elephant token itself. It's already a monster that is winning, okay? It is up like 195% year over year, versus Bitcoin that's just doing a simple, 30% year over year. And nothing more evident than this chart right here of the last 12 months. We have been tracking very closely with the rest of the world up until recently, okay? And this is because of the tokenomics, but we are starting to break away from the pack. And while crypto overall is in a bearish state, we don't give a damn because we march to the beat of our own drum. And when I show you the Treasury tokenomics on exactly how that happens with deep liquidity, it should blow your mind. Okay. But you can already see elephants outperforming Bitcoin, Apple, the stock market, gold, Google, and oil. You name any other token, elephant shits on it. Okay. I'm just being straight up. So, we'll start with talking about the elephant token, but then we'll talk about the ROI Dapp. I know some of you are familiar with things that look like drip in that ROI ecosystem, but futures is that, but with BUSD in and out. And then you've got the unlimited series NFTs that just came out, I think about 3 weeks ago. Okay. And no, a month ago. They launched on July 4th. So these are a powerhouse in and of themselves. Right now, they are for a cheap 1 BNB per NFT. There are 10,000 of them, and we have already sold half of them as of yesterday. And once all 10,000 are minted, round number 2 starts. And guess what? The price doubles. So it goes from 1 BNB a pop to 2. Then after those sell out, the next round 3, it doubles, goes from 2 BNB to 4 BNB, then 8 BNB, 16, 32, 64, 128. You know where I'm going. But these NFTs are going to be highly valuable, something that you're going to want to get as well. So we'll start with the elephant token, okay? For any of you who are brand new to this, just understand there are 1 quadrillion tokens that will ever exist. You cannot mint more. There is no just in case we need to mint. None of that garbage exists here. So 1 quadrillion tokens, aka 1,000 trillion. Some people like to hear it like that. All right. Now, of the 1,000 trillion tokens, half of them go into this rebalancing smart contract called the graveyard. It always holds 50%. But then with reflections over time, Elephant is a reflect token. It is a 10% in and out token, and it does reflect to user wallets as well. So if you bought 10 billion tokens today, you might end up with 10.2 billion in a month. You'd be like, damn, how'd I get 0.2 extra billion? That's because of reflections. Now, graveyard goes from 50 to 51% based on reflections. Then it rebalances back down into locked liquidity. This graveyard builds 50 to 51%, which is 10 trillion tokens, half of which gets sold on the chart, paired with the remaining 5 trillion tokens and locked into liquidity. And then the cycle repeats. Does that make sense so far?
I got no problems with that. I mean, seems like a pretty simple and easy to get to ecosystem so far. You really explain it well.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They say I'm the best. But so check this out, though. Check this out. So if 50% is always in the graveyard, that leaves the other 500 trillion up for grabs, per se. Look, you've got the participants that hold a certain amount. You've got the BUSD elephant pair. You've got the BNB elephant pair. And then you have Bertha. This is the Elephant Treasury in yellow, and it is the linchpin to everything that I am going to teach you today. This is how the price go up. This is how all the debts and liabilities of the entire ecosystem get paid out. And Bertha is that friendly whale that does not dump on your head. All right. I want you to think of this, Ganyo. If I were to tell you to go buy SHIB or Doge or Pepe or Bitcoin or Ethereum, or shit, even Apple stock and Google stock, Microsoft, whatever, you can buy into any of those today. But just remember, you don't know who those other people that bought in before you are. They bought in for cheaper than you, for bigger bags than you, way years ago before you, and you are at their whim and mercy. If they decided to sell their whole bag, they could dump the chart, cause a scare, shake out the retail investors, and who knows, you might be left holding the bag, right? With Elephant, it's completely different, bro. Bertha, the Elephant Treasury, is that whale. This is the whale that does not dump on you. You want her to get bigger because you know Bertha doesn't have medical bills or mortgages to pay. She has no reason to dump the token. So the bigger she gets, the better we all thrive. And then before I'll end it with this, I'm going to play this little graphic. And this is starting May of last year. But look at how the 500 trillion is being shifted around, okay? And then look at Bertha. Look at Bertha. Boom, 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 boom. She just keeps growing. And recently, she just became bigger than the combined LPs. Remember, there is scarcity and supply demand happening on this token. The more elephant tokens we pull out of these LPs, the more that price go up. And when this flipped the size of the LPs, The community called that the flippening. All right. And now we're waiting for the next flippening where Bertha's going to keep getting bigger. I'm going to run this back, but eventually Bertha's going to keep getting bigger until she's larger than the participant green slice of the pie. That's coming up next. So anyway, anything makes sense, or it's all good so far?
First off, can I say, God damn, your presentation style is on point. I can see why he has you do it now. Yeah, no, everything makes sense so far. I love Bertha. She loves us. Bertha is
Yep.
queen. Bertha
She
will
is
take
the queen. And
Alright.
now that you have a taste of why she's so important, I would like to go into a very dark time for the Elephant Money Protocol, because over a year ago, Bertha was attacked. Elephant Money as a protocol is battle tested, okay? And this is what happened. We're going to go into the Dune analytics. And for anyone who's not familiar with this was put together by a community member. All it does is take blockchain data and put it in a nice, easy to understand chart form. So, we're going to run through some of these numbers, but remember how I talked about the LPs right now? They total have 130 trillion tokens inside of the LPs. This is the combined LP. Remember, this is the same as this slice of the pie. All right, the LPs. Now, then underneath it in the Treasury, you have Bertha. She has 159 trillion tokens today. And in the last 7 days, she has grown 2.6 trillion, while the LPs have dropped 5.5 trillion. This is what you want. And these numbers are now charted on this red and blue. So let's go all the way back to the attack that happened a year ago, right? Zoom in and focus on just this left half of the chart. The Treasury tokens, Bertha, who's growing, this is denoted in red, okay? This is all before the first exploit. Bertha's growing in red. The LPs, which are draining, is happening in blue. Now, I want you to pay attention because underneath this dark line right here, this is the elephant price. Now, when the blue and the red crossed, this is that flippening I told you about. When the blue and the red crossed and Bertha was now bigger than the LP size, what did the price do? Anybody jump in and tell me, what did the price do when the red and blue crossed?
Exploded.
Exploded.
I was holding when that happened.
Yes, right? Dude, this is crazy. And all this was a concept proven true of treasury supply Tokenomics, okay? This is a DeFi industry first. No one has done this with as deep liquidity as we have. Actually, no one's done it, period. We just have it with deep liquidity. So this went from a 40 million market cap all the way up to a 600 million market cap in 30 days. So that is a 14x that it did in 30 days. We went from 6,000 holders to 18,000 holders in 30 days. That's not because of Telegram and AMA was with coin lounges. That's not from YouTubers. That was from chart watchers and algorithmic charting sites that were pointing all their guns at Elephant because everything else in the industry was crabbing sideways. Okay, so everything was going great. Hey, we're on top of the world. I wake up every day. I got a new $5,000 sitting in my wallet. Holy, how? What's happening? And it was good up until it wasn't, because the people who understand Elephant, they know how important Bertha was. So if Bertha's growing in red and she is that whale that is not, or she is that whale that's designed not to dump on you, well, there was a $261 million flash loan that minted and redeemed a shit ton of trunk tokens, and lopsided the LP pools. They looped it thousands of times per minute, and they zapped Bertha of her value. You see how the red disappeared right there, right? And when they zapped Bertha, because she had immediate front and back door access, all those tokens that she was gobbling up. You see right here how the blue was going down, 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 down. And then boom, all those blue tokens got put back into the wild because Bertha disappeared, right? But fast forward, guys, we're over a year out. The dev didn't quit. The dev did not launch a version 2. The contract of Elephant token was not compromised, neither was Trunk. It was a mint redeem flash loan that extracted value from the Treasury, who's not supposed to dump on you, okay? Now, fast forward a year later. Ganyo, what do you see?
I see Bertha is fucking healthy again.
Yes. And what did the LPs do to Bertha?
Oh, does it need to be said?
Guys, yes. Listen. If this was a concept proven true, when the blue and the red cross, elephant price go up. Again. The red and the blue just crossed. It has been a long uphill battle, but boy, are we speaking from a position of strength, okay? This history is about to repeat itself. I'm literally talking to you guys right now and giving you the winning numbers to a lottery ticket and making you go back in time. This is about to repeat itself, except now Bertha is completely fortified. She's got a whole damn castle built around her. There ain't no way a sophisticated $261 million attack can do anything of the sort that happened in the past. This is literally a narrative that no other token has. No other token has the historical data that can point to how something was proven true and worked in the past, and now history is about to repeat itself. If anything, that exploit was the greatest damn thing to happen to this protocol because all it did was strengthen it and battle harden it. And now we're about to do it again, but this time nothing's going to stop Bertha? Bruh. Hey, buckle up. This shit's about to blow your mind, guys. And the price is already doing it. Look at what's happening here. This is Coin Codex, all right? You can already see, fun fact, that in the year of 2022, Elephant token alone was the best performing asset of 2022. It outperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum. All 100% of the top 100 cryptos, Elephant money beat. And that was in 2022, despite the exploit. And now you look at the statistics of today, bro, we're up 187% year over year. We're on track at 95%, beating all of the top 100 cryptos. I guarantee you, non-financial advice, I mathematically assure you that by the end of 2023, we would have outperformed all 100% again. 2 years, back to back, price appreciation, chart doesn't go down, okay? That's what we're looking at right here. You're at the beginning of this. And there is no stopping how high this can go. The math is limitless, okay, guys? There are 45 plus contracts that are all designed to keep Bertha growing so that she supply shocks and squeezes the supply and controls the price. Guys, you're talking about a 100x easy, even at today's price. You treat this thing like it's an early Bitcoin and you'll be talking to me in 5 years at a 500x. Sustainably. How many of the shit coins have you guys jumped into and you have to babysit the chart when you catch it at launch? And they go, oh yeah, hey, we did a 100x. Oh yeah. And then somebody sells $20 and that shit evaporates. What kind of 100x is that shit? Yeah, you can claim the bullet point you did 100x, but your token's trash. It's a dumpster fire right now, bro. How many times have you guys seen that in DeFi? I shit you not. It's over 90% of the shit you guys have touched. And I'm giving you gold right now. This shit is unstoppable with deep liquidity. I'm talking multiple hundreds of X's sustainably because of Bertha. Where do you want me to go next?
Well, keep that energy up because I want to talk. I want to talk about the success story. I mean, it has been a history for you guys, right? You are old, but that gives you a lot of strength in the space. I mean, you are pretty much, in comparison to a lot of the other projects, the OG token that's made it on the Binance Smart Chain. No other token has really had as much success. You mentioned SHIB earlier, and you're absolutely right. I got my 3000X from SHIB because I bought really early. It was really stupid. I didn't know what was going to happen in the future, but let's talk about elephant money because you've got a proven concept, you've got something that's working, and you've got something that you know will appreciate year by year. That's guaranteed. I don't need to ape anywhere else. My money is safe where it is in Elephant.
Yep. That's the whole goal. We just want people to sleep well at night, man. Like I'm tired of chasing charts and shiny objects and going after all these drip clones. Like they all just don't work. And at the end of the day, they are unethical. Okay. If I were to jump into a brand new drip clone and I got in on day one, of course I'm going to ROI like 5 times. Of course I'm going to make money on that. But what I've learned in my 2.5 years of DeFi is that is an unethical win. I'm winning because I was early, and I'm winning on the backs of people that got in late because all of that stuff out there is Ponzi-nomic trash. Okay? People that come in 3-4 months late on a protocol, they are left holding the bag. They don't feel that good about it, and that's why all those prices are like down 99% of the time. That is just unethical. How about somebody give me a win on something that minnows and whales can thrive off of? Because you don't got to worry about liquidity being in the hands of other people. The liquidity in this protocol is in the hands of the protocol. It's Bertha. The largest human holder has 0.8% of the entire supply. He can dump and walk away and not even flinch on the chart. That's what Elephant Money provides. It's a win for everybody, minnows and whales alike. That's what I'm talking about. And so anybody who wants to buy the Elephant token right now, guys, we haven't even talked about the NFTs or futures. There is so much going on, but make sure you don't go and buy it on PancakeSwap right now. Do not buy it on PancakeSwap. You will get hit with a 10% tax, which is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. But what if I were to tell you can get it for 8.5% tax? Make sure you have an upline partner so you get the discount. You can get it for 8.5% tax on the buy and sell versus a 10% tax. But you have to do it from the Elephant.money website, right? And the lion's share of that tax actually goes into feeding Bertha. Bertha is the linchpin to everything right here. Right here. You know, the 10% tax does all the reflections on the graveyard, like I kind of told you, and it rebalances and blah, blah, blah. Well, the 8.5% tax all goes into Bertha. We're trying to recover her because like you noticed, right? Bertha is healthy or healthier, but we're still nursing her back to health. We are not 100% out of the woods yet. But damn, do these numbers look good. And you guys are at the cusp of another supply shock.
All right, look, the way I see it, Bertha right now, with the way that she's looking, she's going up steady. She's not spiking. She's not freaking out. She's getting bigger and she's staying big. So you're telling me what, that you fixed the problem? You never had to go through the contract. You never had to change anything. How does that work exactly? How do you manage to make sure
Didn't have to add anything. Yeah, that's a really good question. All we did was build all Bank Teller did was build a ring of contracts that surround Bertha now. You know, when I said before that the $261 million flash loan, they had direct access in and out of Bertha. That's what happened. Okay.
That's an image.
And yeah, now we have a ring of contracts that stop all the incoming money first and foremost before it goes into Bertha. And then another string of contracts that when the money outflows from Bertha stops in those governance contracts. And then they get metered out in a controlled manner to where they're supposed to go. So now everything's fortified. And as Bertha keeps climbing, her value keeps going up. Let me just show you one quick example. Look at this image right here. Okay. Look at Bertha. Look at how this is just 6 weeks ago, guys. Bertha had 144 trillion tokens in her wallet, and she was valued at $24.5 million. You see that? Fast forward to today. She's 159 trillion. So she's growing in token count and value. This is 6 weeks ago, guys. And she's already above what? $14 million more in value in 6 weeks? Guys, I'm just getting started. Wait until you see this thing. Look at this chart here. Let's talk about this one. This is Bertha. This is the same exact treasury I'm talking about. The yellow represents her token count growing. The blue represents her value growing. Look what's happening here. So since June of last year, okay, Her token count in yellow has steadily just kind of been climbing. You see that? And since June of last year, she has grown in token size 91%. Okay. Yet in the same beat, the same time frame, the value of Bertha is up 462%. Why? Why is it happening like that? It's because of this. It's the Treasury Tokenomics. The more we drain out of the LPs and the more that lands in the hands of Bertha, price go up. She controls the price. All right. I'm gonna take the same example right here. Actually, I want to blow this up. This is futures. This is a contract I'll get into here in just a second. But futures is a BUSD ROI Dapp that will outlive and outperform all the other ROI Dapps combined. I don't care. Pick your favorite one that's come out in the last 2 years. Look at their chart. That shit's trash. It's down 99% year over year because the inflation is far too great. There's not enough users going into that. Those are Ponzi-nomic pieces of shit. And Elephant's here to curb stomp their face in, okay? This is what futures does, bro. It literally is scalable. It takes the incoming money. So I'm going to say, Ganyo, this is you. I'm going to say you came in and you dropped $518,000 into this BUSD Treasury, right? And in the background, oh, I know you balling like that. I know this is you. This is 6 weeks ago. This is you. But check this out, dude. In the background, this $518,000 comes in to buy Elephant token and then stuffs it into the treasury. Now, that's why I drew this arrow the way I did. Now, check this out. This amount of money 6 weeks ago purchases 2.5 trillion tokens, okay? And stuffs it into Bertha. What that means on this chart is it looks like this. 2.5 trillion tokens came out of the blue and then went into the red. That is a delta change of 5 trillion. Does that make sense? You see that, right?
All right, let's explain delta change to the audience.
Yeah, it basically means even though we purchased 2.5 trillion tokens out of the blue, we then locked it into the protocol, which is red. So you removed 2.5 from the blue and you added 2.5 to the red, further separating this spread of the red and blue. Make sense?
Excellent. Said. Yep. Go ahead.
All right. So now you put in, Ganyo, 518,000 BUSD and you fully expect to get that ROI back out. But here's the difference between what futures does. By the time, bro, you're owed your $518,000 back, the Treasury doesn't sell 2.5 trillion tokens, does she? Because she's growing in size and value. When you're paid back 518,000, she doesn't sell 2.5 trillion. She sells like 400 billion, 600 billion, something way less than 2.5 trillion. You see how I'm dispelling the whole Ponzi-nomic bullshit of those other protocols? Those are money in. They sit in a little treasury that doesn't appreciate, and then it's money out. And that's how the token price keeps failing. Elephant money is different. It is money in. Bertha has a multiplicative effect on that money and then sells less tokens money out. You see the difference? You see the middleman difference that's happening here. That is how this is already solvent and sustainable. I'll even go a step further. Where's my futures? All right, right here. Right here. Since futures came out at the end of January, there have been $9.3 million that were deposited into futures, okay? And with all the compounding, the TVL is now 12.6 million. People fully expect to get paid this out. This is a debt on the system. But let's focus on this 9 million for a second. When this first came out, the Elephant Treasury was valued at $9 million. Today, she's 38 million. So how is it exactly that a $9 million treasury that had 9.3 added on top of her, how did the treasury not just go to 18 million? You see this? To me, 9 plus 9.3 deposited should be $18 million, but yet this says $38 million. All right. So you're telling me that from $38 million minus the 9 million that was in there to start, somehow Bertha climbed $29 million off of just a $9 million deposit. Is that starting to sink in for a second? This divided by the 9 million, 9.3 that came in, this is a 3.1x that Bertha has multiplied the value. How? How did she do that? It's not smoke and mirrors, guys. This is literally this coming into play. It's the supply shock. The bigger her token count gets, the more of a squeeze she puts on the scarcity of the token. So value go up. All right. Here's another way to break it down. This chart right here. The bigger that the Elephant Treasury gets in token count, right now she's already at 159 trillion. One day, she's going to be 175. She's going to be 200 trillion, 250 trillion, right? She is engineered to just keep absorbing tokens. That is all her purpose is. And when she does that, when people come in with a little $200 buyback on the price, anyone who buys Elephant token, that little incremental, that tiny incremental price appreciation that happens on one token gets spread out across 159 trillion tokens. So even though Elephant as a token saw $200 come in, it captured $820 worth of value. Let me run that back. The bigger the treasury gets, look at how she turns a measly $200 into more value that she is hodling. She's hodling. All right, I'm going to show you one more thing. Check this out. You don't believe my math? Is everything I'm saying too good to be true? Check this out.
Keep going.
So look. This is what Bertha does. This is the supply shockonomics. When a measly $100 comes into the protocol, this is what's in the BNB LP. Look, you have this many Elephant tokens. You have this much BNB pooled with it. And this is the price per million Elephant token. If you look at the price right now, it's like 0.00 blah, 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 2. If you divide that by a million, this is just an easier way to look at it. This is 20 cents per million Elephant token. Now follow me. This is the current pool. This is the current price. $100 comes into the Elephant token, and then this is the price appreciation right here. Don't get lost in all these numbers. Follow my cursor. This is the current price. $100 comes in, and this is the new price. Every digit's the same. 2, 0, 4, 5, 0. Oh, 6. Up here it says 3. Now it went to 6. You see that incremental price appreciation that just occurred? That fractional price appreciation. You see that, right? Off of $100, the 3 turned to a 6. Now you spread that out across 153 trillion tokens at the time of this math. And I know you can't see it right here, but at my cursor, you see how the treasury value gained $497 off of a $100 deposit. You see that?
5x, brother.
That's what she's doing. That is exactly what this chart is trying to convey. There is a multiplicative factor that's happening, and all of that money, that economic energy gets trapped in the protocol, and then she sells less tokens to give out. Remember, this bought 2.5 trillion tokens, but when you're owed back that same dollar value, she only sells 300, 400, 500 billion tokens because she can sell less tokens to give you that same dollar value back. Once that starts to click in people's minds, it's game over. This just cracked the code of DeFi. This is what pays for everyone. This is what makes that supply shock on the token happen. Anybody with a brain can look at this chart and know that it go up. And if I zoom all the way out and include the exploit, what is the trend line still? Put your thumb over the exploit. What the hell is that token doing? It's going up. Do you see this, guys? Have you seen anything in DeFi that does this shit? Be real. This shit is going from point A to point B over these next several months and years. You best believe it's going from point A to point B. All right. And this little exploit, this thing's going to be a blip on the radar when we're way up here. And then Elephant's going to have the best damn narrative in DeFi history, a comeback story of the ages that no other protocol has done. That's what you're looking at with Elephant money. Drop the mic. I'm done. AMA's over.
Yes, that's the way to talk. Right. Look, everyone in chat, I don't do this, not financial advice, but I'm just going to casually pin the reference, and I'll let you do what you want with that, because this isn't something that you wanted to miss out before the exploit, and it's not something you want to miss out on after the exploit. And pretty soon, as you said, that's just going to look like a chart error rather than anything that really happened in the past. It is what it is, man. This is the way forward for DeFi. You have proven the scarcity model in a way that's completely sustainable, or at least your team has. And for that, round of applause, man.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like I'm speaking from a position of strength here and something that I am absolutely passionate and believe in. This is already changing my life, guys. You have to remember, I was in on day one. And at the lowest price ever back in June of 2021, guys, that lowest price to even today's price is a 65x already. Okay. And we only have like 3,000 active participants. What happens when this FOMO effect really kicks in, guys? What happens when we're still in this bear market and Bitcoin and Ethereum, everything's crabbing sideways, but when they go to find a chart, they see this thing's only going up, and it defies all trade analytics. All the TA that you can do on this doesn't apply because they don't understand Bertha. Remember, Bertha is that whale that doesn't dump on you. The bigger she get, the more she controls the price. And that FOMO effect, guys, is going to take hold. Remember, history will repeat itself. We went from 6,000 holders to 18,000 holders in 30 days a year ago. What happens when that triples again? And then it triples again. And then everyone in Chart Watcher, everyone's talking about this. You're already seeing more and more content creators talking about this, right? I like to make an analogy that this whole ecosystem, this chart right here, is kind of like the Avengers, all right? And back here, this left half of the chart, this was the Avengers Infinity Saga. This is the Infinity War when we first went up against Thanos, right? And then Thanos came in and snapped Bertha out of existence. And here we are today with more Avengers waiting to fight. And we're talking about the Avengers Endgame movie right now. We're still living it. The credits haven't rolled yet. All right. I'm Iron Man. I haven't snapped my finger to mark the announcement that, that Thanos is gone yet. Right. I'm still here, but we're still fighting. And this thing is on a record breaking pace, guys. You're talking about an Elephant token right now that's only a 237 million market cap. You best believe this shit's going to be, I even got a chart, but this is going to be a multi-billion-dollar freaking protocol, dude. I'm telling you right now. So check this out. This is the Elephant tokens that are in the LPs. Remember the LPs. I'm going to show you again right here. In the LPs, there are 129.9 trillion tokens in the LPs. And the current price of Elephant is like 24 cents per million. So now, what does this chart mean? We're at 130 trillion tokens just about in the LPs. And the price per million is right here, it says 23 cents per million. So we're actually kind of ahead of the game, aren't we? We're at 24 cents per million. But look at as these LPs drop. Look at as Bertha keeps sucking them up and as we keep purchasing them as human holders, look at what this Elephant price is doing. This 23 cents per million represents 230 million market cap. 330 million market cap. 620 million market cap. This right here, this is all-time high in between these two. You see that, right? And then we keep going down. Yeah, 800 million market cap. Guys, we just keep going down. Right here. This is 800 million market cap. This is 1 billion market cap right here. 1.1 billion, 1.5 billion, 9.7 billion, 161 billion. It just keeps going. The more we keep purchasing this and that user adoption keeps coming in, and then Bertha has that multiplicative effect on the price, it keeps going up. We keep draining tokens out of the LPs. This is a multi-billion dollar protocol staring you in the face right now. So people that are like, oh yeah, it's like 237 million market cap, I'm already too late. Look at the numbers. This is not your average shit coin that you've seen in DeFi for years and years and years. This is not that. Do not conflate the two with the bullshit you've experienced in the past. Elephant is a juggernaut. And this shit's here to murder the DeFi industry. Show me another token that can do anything that I just showed you with the liquidity that I just showed you. Show me another token with $61 million in lock liquidity off of the back of 3,000 active community members. What happens when that turns to 100,000 active community members? This is scalable. Here's another example. If you had $10 million and you drop that shit into any of those other ROI Dapps that I'm talking about, right? That is just chumming the water for the piranhas. They're going to eat that up because the price go up. Yeah, we all got $10 million. Our price went up. Woohoo! But newsflash, everybody already compounded their face off. They're just going to claim sell, claim sell, claim sell. And that evaporation is going to happen on that price. That value is going to get destroyed. Whereas in Elephant token, if $10 million comes in, when $10 million comes in, it goes into Bertha. Her yellow token count keeps going up. This blue keeps shooting up exponentially faster because that's the engineered design of this protocol. This does not exist anywhere else.
You can crush every other project that's been out, has been out, and is out right now. Right?
I gotta correct you on one thing though, SK.
What up, Chris Dugan, my guy?
Market cap's 243 million right now. Not.
Oh my gosh!
It's been going up about 5 million a day for the last 3 days.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Show me on the Elephant site exactly where to buy. Because I'm looking,
All
it
right.
says governance. For some reason, it says governance above it. It looks like I'm on the right spot. I tagged you in chat with the screen.
Can bonus them how buy the NFTs, not the token.
Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. So, okay. So, folks, follow me here.
I know you're
Make
over
sure
here. You're over here hyping everybody up in here. You're too.
Make sure you get an upline partner, okay? Click that link that I put in there. That's just a for instance. Blue or Gone, you throw your links out there, okay? You go to the menu and you go to partner network, go copy your link, go tell all your loved ones. Like, you don't want to be that guy after you've already 100x your token and then your family member or your close friends like, bro, why didn't you tell me about this? Like, come on. Get the people in now. We are about to hit critical mass. We are about to do Obsidian Council, and we are on an AMA tour right now. Okay? This is ground roots marketing. We don't even need to pay shillers and shit. The chart speaks for itself. But anyway, this is how you buy Elephant token. Make sure you're connected to an upline. You can use my link. I just dropped it in the chat. But you go to Elephant token here. Okay? You guys will... this is the Elephant site right here. You're going to see a box named Buy with Bertha, okay? And inside, there's all these little tabs. You can sell it, you can transfer it, blah, blah, blah. But go to the Buy tab. And then this is where you buy it with BNB, okay? Now, check this out. You get it for 8.5% tax. But not only that, this automatically arbitrages between the two pools. So right now, the BNB and the BUSD pools, they're not identical in price, but they're damn close. And this Buy with Bertha will actually give you the cheaper of the two pools, making sure that you get the most amount of tokens. So this is where you want to buy, right here. And on the Elephant page too, you have a built-in bogged chart right here, and you can click this. So
yeah,
make sure you buy it on the site.
Everybody, make sure you're at elephant.money. There are some scam sites out there, so beware of that. Make sure you're getting the right one.
Yep.
Yeah. If you
Elephant
go in
money.
through the referral link, it'll take you right there, and then you can update. I already hit the update and got your referral link added. But the only thing that threw me off is on the mobile, right above the BNB, it says governance above it. So I was like, is it telling me that you're buying governance or are you buying the token? That was the only part that was a bit confusing. Is right above where it shows BNB, it says governance.
Oh, this
Oh, it's
tab?
just
That's just a
another
governance
tab.
tab. It's just a
It's just
tab.
another tab. Yep, I see. Yep, just
Yeah.
another tab. On the
Yeah.
mobile,
This.
it shows 4 tabs at the top, and then the governance is underneath. So it didn't
Yeah.
look like it was another tab. It looked like it was saying I was buying into governance.
Oh, right. So yeah. This is actually kind of cool. So on this governance tab right here, this is where the rebalance of the graveyard happens. This is all community pressed. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Go ahead and buy your elephant token. Trust me, ape into this shit. You will never see this price this cheap again. Mathematically assured, not financial advice. Do your own research. Do not sue me, but please thank me in 5 years after you're a millionaire. Now, the rebalance of the graveyard. This is cool. Check this out. So this image on the screen right now, this is from a year ago, last March, when we were deep in the first supply shock. Okay. We were cresting up that elbow. You see it, right? This is when Bertha was just supply shocking that supply. There wasn't enough tokens to go around. Supply, demand, scarcity, all that's happening here, right? But look at this one red candle. There's one red candle. Okay. Now remember, the graveyard always holds 50%. And then as she creeps closer to 51%, I'm telling you guys right now, that will be your only opportunity to buy a dip on the elephant chart. And what do I mean by that? That means the community is going to be aping into this, ready with their BNB, because then when that graveyard happens, the difference between 50 and 51% is 10 trillion tokens. Remember that number, 10 trillion tokens. Half of those tokens, so 5 trillion, get dumped on the chart, intentionally dumped on the chart. Okay. And that gives BNB to it. That BNB is then paired with the remaining 5 trillion tokens. And where does it go? Into locked liquidity. Okay. It's a liquidity strengthening mechanism that's at play here. But look, this is the 4-hour candles of last year, guys. Look how quickly that dip got ate up because of the supply tokenomics, the supply shock that was occurring, the community that was waiting for the graveyard and bought as many elephant tokens as they could, because otherwise elephant dips but doesn't dump. But the graveyard rebalance is a community monitored event. People want this to dump. This is their only chance that they can actually find a lull in the price just skyrocketing. You see how this happened? This was a year ago. This is what we can look forward to going in the future when we're just constantly going parabolic. You know what I'm saying? Guys, oh man. I've expended all my energy. It's so amazing.
Take a breath, because I got some questions to ask.
Yeah, take it away. I'm gonna drink some water. You ask.
All right, I'll give you a countdown of 10 before I start going. But yeah, this is an absolutely amazing opportunity, man. Thank you for coming in here. Thank you for enlightening us, and obviously, thank you for coming back to the Cove. I mean, Tortuga now, but it's a genuine pleasure to have you here. Right. So start with this parabolic run. This is where we're at. This is not the beginning, but a beginning, right? But it's taken a lot longer than what you expected when you were with us in the Cove back in September. So what do you think the factors that affected that are? And do you think we'll see something like that again in the future?
That's a really good question. So I remember the last time when we talked, because I think it was like September of last year, and Elephant was going on like a little mini run. However, that wasn't because of the supply shockonomics. So the difference between then and now is, like I said, we're in the Avengers Endgame, and we have more Avengers fighting alongside me than ever before. And I have people in the community that are building these charts that I'm showing you, man. I didn't put this together. Shout out to a guy named Crypto Stu who did this. Shout out to another guy named Daedalus right here who made all of this Dune analytics. Dude, what I didn't have and why I couldn't paint the complete picture for you guys, Blue and Ganyu, I didn't have this narrative. You see how now I can point to exactly what the blockchain did to launch the first supply shock. And then, you know, when you and I talked last time, actually, that was in September, right? So that was right about here. Look at my cursor. You see that?
Oh, yes.
So even though, and look at the price right here. It was kind of doing like a mini run, right? And, you know, we thought, oh yeah, maybe this is that. Maybe this is the repeat of history. Maybe this is that. But I didn't really know. And I've learned so much since then. So when we talked, we were back here. The blue was nowhere near crossing the red. You see that? And now that we've dissected exactly how the tokenomics did what they did before, I can now come to you today with a complete picture from a position of strength and show you exactly, wow, now the red and the blue have crossed. Now we're getting to a point where we understand where, you know, how many tokens need to be inside of these LPs to control the price, right? Now we have a chart that says whenever the LPs drop in the amount of tokens they hold, man, now I have a nice chart that kind of gives me an idea of what the price per million is going to be. Like, you see how now I have a better picture to paint than the first time you and I met. You see the difference? And we're all the stronger for it today than we were before, man. Like, this just blows my mind even to this day, dude. And I can't wait for this to change not only my life and the upcoming life of my daughter on the way. Guys, like, this is your chance for literal price appreciation and financial freedom, unlike anything you've seen in DeFi. Just like you, I am tired of losing money. I'm tired of the rugs. And when I think back of my 2.5 years as a YouTuber, and I think of all the shit projects I accidentally covered, and I'm just sitting here thinking, man, yeah, I made money on those other projects I covered, but they're unethical. I've learned so much, guys, and I've grown in this industry, rapid, just like it, we know. But now I've learned that those wins are on the backs of the latecomers. And that, to me, is terrible, because I'll have a video that I put out on the launch of a project, and then 6 months later, someone's commenting on the video like, hey, man, I bought in like 3 months too late, and now I'm never going to ROI. How do you think that makes me feel as an influencer? Like, how can I morally and ethically feel good about having wrecked someone's portfolio? You see where I'm going with this? Yet Elephant is that one protocol that just keeps on delivering. Had I not done all those unethical moves, had I not even covered them and just put that money into Elephant token, I would probably have a bag 10x larger than my current bag. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm more passionate about this than ever before. Every day I wake up, I learn something new I didn't realize before. And this is that life-changing shit, guys. This help me help you, right? I'm already amazingly blessed in life, but now it's my chance to be a blessing to you and all these other people. And if you have questions after the AMA, always feel free to DM me. I'm very available, accessible, and I will help people out. But guys, this is just the Elephant token, man. This is just the Elephant token, man. Like, we're not even going to talk about Trunk, but Trunk is 15 cents right now. But Bertha, when she 10x's in price, so just remember, this $37.8 million is the current value of Bertha, which is going up, right? You see this. Now, because she's made of Elephant token, when Elephant token does a 10x, what does Bertha's value do? It also 10x's. See that? This becomes $378 million. And now all of a sudden you have all this money locked away in the protocol that you can start buying Trunk from its 15 cent on PancakeSwap, and you can boost that up to $1 again. because Bertha has the powder to do it at that point in time. So Elephant token supply shocks first, then it brings Trunk along for the ride after she's doing more buybacks on Trunk. You see where I'm going? You see that concept? Guys, there's
I like to see it.
so much.
I like what I'm seeing, man. I like what I'm seeing. Right.
Yeah.
I got another question.
Let's change gears. Oh,
I
yeah.
got
And then we'll move to
Go,
futures. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
I
You
got
know what? You
something
do
really
futures
quick.
first. I can save mine. Keep going.
No, I
Okay.
was just gonna say, I just put 20 BNB in, so where's my NFT?
Your NFT. You talking about that NFT that someone's going to win?
Yeah, when you say
You
someone,
get where
that
I'm
someone's
going.
me.
No, gosh, that's hilarious. Hey, y'all do whatever you want. All BT told me to do, like, look, I'll tell you this. BT's busy coding, and I told him about the pedigree that you guys at Tortuga represent. He said, "All right, get a winner and send me their wallet address, and we're gonna get them an NFT." So that's out of the kindness of his heart. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll take care of all that later. But hey, let's look at futures before we talk about the NFTs. Because that
Okay.
NFT somebody's gonna win. I'm telling you right now, that shit is invaluable. Okay. And I know how these long AMAs go. People start to drop off and they get, eyes glazed over. So I'm going to try to be as quick as I can. So check this out. We already talked about how the money going into futures, supply shocks Bertha, and then she always has money to pay out. Okay. The futures will outlive all the other ROI Dapps. Now, here's the problem with all the other ROI Dapps. There's two things that kill them, right? They all let you hyper compound for a cheap daily 50-cent gas fee, right? Remember that? They all do it, right? And by and large, the communities are just dumping money into those one time, and then they just compound. They're never adding anything new. The second thing that kills those protocols is the claim sell, okay? The serial claimers. They sell with no punitive action taken against them. So what futures does is it changes that whole model on their head. You're looking at my bag right now of $33.3 thousand. I've dropped 20,000 into this, and I've compounded my way up to 33 with, captured here by the claim. Now, there's no compound button. So check this out. Right now, I have two options. I can either deposit new money, and 6 days ago is when I did this last. I can deposit new money or I can claim. Or if I wanted to be safe, I could just revoke the contract and let it just run in the background and then reapprove it when I'm ready, right? You have all these options. I like that he built in this little safety factor for allowance and revoking. But check this out. If I wanted to build this, I would drop a minimum of 200 BUSD, right? This isn't a cheap compound fee. I would drop 200 BUSD into here. This turns into 33.5. And in the same breath, it rolls in my interest. So now it becomes 34.5. You see that? So who can compound on a daily basis? Maybe Ganyo. Maybe Ganyo has $200 he can do into this every day. I don't know. Man's loaded. But not many people can actually do this on a daily basis, right? Now, on the flip side, what if I wanted to claim this? If I hit the claim button, this is how it gets me to think twice. If I claim out my 1,000 BUSD, my total value deducts 1,000 BUSD. This goes down to 32. You see where I'm going with this? Now I'm earning 0.5% a day off of a smaller balance. So I need to think twice before I take out. So where I'm going with this, check this out. I'm building this until I get to 100,000 BUSD. That's my goal. And when I'm at 100,000 BUSD, check this out. That times 0.5% a day is 500 BUSD a day. And now I'm going to switch to a 3-to-1 claim compound schedule. So check this out. I'm going to establish a monthly income, guys, so I don't have to sell my Elephant token. That Elephant token's gold. You guys are holding Bitcoin like it's in the early days. Why would I want to sell that? So I need to create a yield generation for me, a monthly income. So $500 a day times my 1 week claim, so that's 7 days, that's 3,500 BUSD. So I'm going to take that out. And when I take out 3,500 BUSD, somebody tell me, what happens to my $100,000 bag? Who's paying attention?
96.5, brother.
Yep. My 100,000 deducts 35, And now I have a bag of 96,500. Okay, well, cool. I dinged myself, but now I'm earning 0.5% of that. So instead of $500 a day, it's 482. But remember, I said I'm doing a 3-to-1. So for 3 weeks, I'm going to let this build up. So this times 21 days is $10,000. I could claim another 10,000, but why would I want to do that and take my 96 down to 85? Why would I do that? I don't. I'm going to put in $200 and I'm going to roll that back in. So now this plus my 96,500 is now 106,000. Whoa. What did I just do? I started at 100. I dropped it down to 96.5, and then I brought it back up to 106,000. I grew in size. And then my next claim week, check this out. I'm earning 533 a day times 7 days. Now on my next claim week, I'm taking out 3,700, not 3,500. So pay attention to what I just did. I just established a monthly income of 3,500 on my first month, 3,700 on my next month, 3,900 the next month, 42, 46, 52. It keeps increasing month after month after month. And all I'm doing is a 3-to-1. You see that? Any questions on futures right there?
All right, 3-to-1, best strategy.
It's one of them. There's a calculator out there. You guys can do whatever. You can do a 60-40. You can do 20 days to 10 days. It's however y'all want to do it. But yeah, man.
All right, as long as the bag's growing, that's all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
SK,
up,
do you by
Chris?
chance have that chart that I think Stu did, where they I think the initial deposit was like 2,000 or 2,500, and they put $200 a month in there?
Oh yeah, I'll drop a link and you guys can play with that. I'm not going to go over because like once people start looking at the Excel sheet, they're just like, oh god, yeah, eyes glaze over, and then they tune out of the AMA. I don't want that. I want people.
Yeah, no, he had a graphic of just that one particular scenario, I haven't been able to find it. But you ended up with less than $10,000 that you put in it, and like over a 3-year time, it was several $100,000.
Yeah. That certainly does exist. I mean, there's the link, the calculator that anyone can play with. Okay. But essentially what Chris is saying is, guys, like, choose a $200 schedule that works for you. Right now, I'm trying to do 200 a week, but some people can't afford that. Maybe they want to do 200 a month, but get your bag started and leverage time on your side, understanding this is not going to dry up. This is not a Ponzi-nomic piece of shit. This will be here to pay you. So choose a schedule that works, 200 a week or monthly, whatever it is, and create a bag that then gives you a monthly income. And all the meanwhile, right? You can do $200 a week. Here's just a for instance, you can do 200 a week for 3 years, and that'll give you like a $500,000 bag. Your total value would have compounded up to $500,000 bag, and you would have only come out of pocket $8,000. Okay, think of it that way. So pretty crazy. So anyway, that's futures. Make sure you guys do that because you don't want to sell your elephant token. It's gold. So create a passive income with futures. And then lastly, let's just talk about the limited NFTs right here. Okay. So these again are one BNB each for this first round of 10,000. Then the next 10,000, round 2, price doubles. So I want you to think like this is New York real estate. Like you're buying this shit. Let's say you bought real estate in New York City 5 decades ago, and you bought some land, and obviously you want your land price to go up, right? Well, the NFTs do that. The NFTs are your plot of land, and that sell price, that floor price just keeps on going up, right? Over these years, watch. And then on that lot, you built up some rental properties. You're collecting rent, right? Well, guess what you get paid in the NFT token? When you stake your NFT, you get paid in Elephant token, which is an appreciating asset. Guys, these are undervalued and the payment on them is slow right now. I threw in 14 BNB, which is $3,300. But when this mint price doubles, what does my NFT value double to? $6,700, don't it? And then when it doubles again, you see how my floor value is going to keep going up. Not only that, but look, I have a measly $142 worth of elephant rewards. But at the 10x, what is that? 1,400. At the 100x, what is that? 14,000. But remember, I'm gaining more elephant token as time goes on too. So you're earning an appreciating asset on the NFT. Not only that, there's rarities on these NFTs, guys. There's certain luminosities and different hues. Like you look at this yellow one right here, and it looks a little bit different than this yellow one up here, don't it? This one's a little bit darker. You got light colors, dark colors, shinier ones than others. But the rare ones are these gray to black. Look at this. There's a 6% chance that you can mint a rare gray to black NFT. And if you get those, not only will the resale value be higher, but you know how there's Bitcoin conventions? When I shit you not and tell you that Elephant Money token will be a top 10 blue chip, mark my words. A top 10 blue chip token, there will be Elephant Money conventions just like Bitcoin and all these other conventions. And guess what this rare gray to black gets you? Free access. You can go attend any of those global conferences for free. This is your access pass. You got that? So mint as many NFTs as you can for 1 BNB a pop, because next time you blink, they might be 2 BNB. Or they might be 16 BNB or 32, 64 BNB a pop, but you got it at the floor level. And remember, we're already halfway sold. As of yesterday, already halfway sold.
Goddamn,
Questions about the NFTs?
I don't know
So-
what is.
I just want to ask, for each round, is it the same supply of the NFTs? Is it always the 10,000?
Correct. Always 10,000.
So I assume it will be slower and slower as we go on.
Yes, exactly. Hey, I'm glad you brought that up, because look at this. Look at this. Right now, the staking APR is 39% because they're undervalued, right? And we've got a lot of these NFTs staked right now. But just like you said, eventually the NFT sales are going to slow down, right? And so that means less and less are going to be staked, because this APR is based on Bertha's size in tokens divided by the staked NFTs. So if the staked NFT starts to slow in growth, yet Bertha is exploding in growth, what do you think happens to this APR? It's going to go up, right? Eventually, you hit a point where people don't want to pay 128 BNB for one NFT. So the amount of staked stays stagnant, but Bertha don't give a damn. Bertha's going to keep going up on the price. Remember? And the rewards that come to this NFT is coming out of Bertha's token count, guys. Token count. So Elephant token right now, she's at 159 trillion. You're earning a 1% APR off of her token count divided by the NFT staked. What happens when she's 285 trillion tokens? Even though you're getting 1% APR of that, what is the value of the Elephant token at that point in time? We're 240 million market cap today. What happens when we're at 12 billion market cap and you're getting a 1% APR out of Bertha? Are you guys doing the math in your head? Do you see how invaluable these NFTs are in the future? Bruh. Someone help me out, man. Whose mind is not blown? Come on now. Yep.
You are getting a shit ton from Bertha.
Yeah. Guys, there's people that are aping in. They've got like 100 of these NFTs already. They're probably earning 1 billion tokens of Elephant on a daily basis, you know, and it's shrinking in APR until it doesn't. This will reverse where NFT stake slows down, but Bertha keeps marching up. Bertha doesn't slow down. I think that's the part that people are having a hard time grasping. But I mean, everything's pointing towards she's going to keep just supply shocking. And then we haven't even, experienced the FOMO effect. Like, it's starting to FOMO in now. It's doing this despite BNB, but it's only going to get more pronounced as time goes on.
All right. So I did want to talk about Binance, as our favorite SEC chair, Gary Gensler, likes to say it. So
Yeah.
we've had a lot of legal troubles. There's a lot of legal drama there. You think Elephant Money is going to outperform that? You think it's going to continue being a safe investment, a safe growth opportunity, despite, everything that's going on there?
I think so, because what the SEC does, for one, is they're a bunch of shit eaters. Gary Gensler has a lot of opposition growing in American politics, for one. So I don't think he'll stay leader. For two, they already lost against XRP, right? That's a huge blow. And what SEC is trying to do is go after Binance, the exchange. And they are a worldwide exchange. The SEC can only do so much, right? But we're talking about the Binance Smart Chain. This is a decentralized smart chain. And even if BNB price were to go down, that just means that Bertha can gobble up more tokens faster. Think about that. Elephant token goes down, BNB goes down. That means that these NFTs just went on sale, didn't they? That means that you can buy out more NFTs on the cheap. That also means that Elephant token is absorbing more tokens out of the LPs faster and faster. So the growth of the supply shock, you see how we went vertical this last time? The growth of the supply shock will outpace any drop in BNB. And any drop in BNB, in my opinion, is going to be temporary because the Binance Smart Chain is decentralized.
All right. Solid answer if I've ever heard one. Honestly, the way I see it, if Elephant Money continues to grow, you're going to you're already outperforming Bitcoin, but you're going to outprice Bitcoin. I mean, I'm not going to ask for any predictions. That shit's just too normie for me at this point. But, well, first of all, well done on everything that you've done, right? I think I've got one more question. Right. BUSD, it's sunsetting next year, sometime next year. You've got a sizable portion of your liquidity in the stuff. What's going to happen when BUSD eventually just passes into the wind? What's going to happen to the protocol? How are you going to resolve it?
Yep, that's a really good question. And BT's already thought of that. Like, we're not tied to BUSD as much as you think, right? Right now, we have 2 liquidity pairs. Why not have a third one? Like, he's already talking about making an Elephant BTCB pair, okay? And we can just kind of let the BUSD kind of just go off into the sunset. Personally, I don't think BUSD is going to go anywhere. I think the SEC will lose that lawsuit against Paxos, and that only affects the BUSD ERC20 version. Has nothing to do with BUSD decentralized version, BEP20. So just be clear on that. But 2, when it comes to futures, okay, where's my futures? I keep losing it. Okay. So just remember, when it comes to futures, all of that money that comes in as BUSD, it's just temporarily held here as a value before it buys Elephant token, not necessarily the BUSD Elephant pair. This in the background is also buying BNB Elephant pair, stuffing it into the Treasury. So this is all just building the Treasury. And whenever you're owed your daily liability or whatever you're getting paid out as, it doesn't have to be in BUSD, because the Elephant Treasury is selling a token of any kind to give back to you. He can change this with a flip of a switch and make this USDC. He can make this DAI token. He can actually keep your dollar value the same and just pay you that amount in BNB dollar value wise. Like, he has options, right? And he's not concerned about the BUSD stuff that's happening with the SEC. And we're not inherently tied to that. We'll just create new LP pools and slowly bleed that BUSD without letting the arbitrageurs completely wreck stuff. and get it to a new pool, or just go 100% BNB. He's got options, but he's already thinking about all of that. That's a really good question.
Muted there, right? I've got nothing else. I can't touch elephant money. It's fucking untouchable at this point. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna pass this off to the crowd. If you guys have any questions, now's the time to speak up, and then we're gonna get some final words from SK because fuck it, I can't anymore. This is just too much. Great. No.
Yeah. And don't forget too, guys, if y'all are into your top 20 blue chips, you can pair them with Trunk token inside of these farms. Right now, the APR, I mean, I don't know where else you can get 18.5% APR on Bitcoin, BTCB, right? But these are peg adjusted APRs. Whenever Trunk goes back to peg, this will max out at 125% APR. Especially on the stables, because they have the 10x multiplier, meaning it will max at 125% APR. I think the blue chips like Ethereum and Bitcoin might dumb down one day, but just understand, if you want to diversify, there's no impermanent loss on these farms, and there's no time lock, there's no deposit tax or withdrawal tax on any of these farms. So you can start bringing over your bags over here too. And these are personalized vaults. They have no custodial access in the background. So if you throw in 1 Bitcoin, it's not being used to purchase Elephant token. That is truly 1 Bitcoin locked away, and you're credited as Trunk, which then pays you out, certain values. But you can come back after putting 1 Bitcoin in 10 years. And, as long as the blockchain is still around, you can pull out your same Bitcoin. So just throwing that out there. You got farms. You've also got Trumpet. You got Stampede, which is the same as futures, just with Trunk token. Yeah, guys, there's maybe another time we can kind of cover all this other shit, but Trunk comes into play after Elephant token does the supply shock. So maybe next year we can talk about Trunk.
All right. Well, I don't think it's going to take that long. I mean, with you out there marauding the front lines, it's going to crush sooner rather than later, man. I don't think it's going to take a year for you to be back here spewing the wonders of Trunk to us. Right. Any questions from the crowd?
When am I rich?
Ja!
You just dropped 20 BNB on this contract through SK's link, right? If anyone's rich, it's him.
I think,
I'm not rich.
well, I would get a 0.5%, an Elephant token, which, thank you guys, because I mean, I don't get paid for this, this is, whatever. But the best timeline I can give you guys right now is based on, when we were vertical on the chart back here that I was showing you, okay? When this chart was vertical, let me see how many LPs. The LPs had basically 117 trillion. Okay, you see my tooltip, right? And you see that little blue LP? It says 117 trillion tokens. So basically, we will be at this point in time on the Elephant price when this number hits around 115 trillion tokens. Okay, so think about that. If we, and this is a bombshell of a rate. Usually this is about 2 trillion a week that we pull out, but damn, we killed it this week. If whales like you guys or whoever come into this, we will supply shock faster. This is going to happen no matter what, guys. The train's already left the station. The snowball's already been kicked over the side of the hill. And all we're doing is growing in size and speed, right? But yeah, whenever this hits 115 trillion tokens, we're going to start looking real vertical on the chart. Then the FOMO effect really kicks in. So I would peg this at about probably 3 months conservatively 3 months before this chart is absolutely vertical. Absolutely vertical. So.
All right, you heard the man. If you're not in now, you better be in the next month because they're not waiting around.
Yeah, nothing can stop.
I think it's going to be faster. I mean, it's adding 5-6 mil a day. I know that's not the same thing as the trillion tokens in Bertha, but that is will show a lot of FOMO. That will start that. Next week.
I agree.
it'll be $10 million a day, and people
It
are going
just
to be
it
going,
just
"Holy
takes
shit!"
it just takes one series of whales to really kick it off. Honestly, like I've been telling that conservative 3 to 5 month thing for about 2 weeks now, and like I'm telling you guys, this used to average about 2 trillion out a week. But for this to be 5.5 trillion tokens out in 7 days, that is gangbusters. And that's actually because there are some whales that just came in, scooped up hundreds of NFTs. They dropped in hundreds of thousands of dollars into futures all in this last week. So it's picking up speed. Yeah.
I
It might
posted
be 2
a
months.
$40,000 buy, I think yesterday or the day before, in another group.
Yeah. Yeah. It's getting crazy. I'm interested to hear if Black Mamba is there, because they said something in the chat about like, oh, we're at 200 million, like we might be too late. But I said, nah, we're gonna be multi-billions in market cap with a B. I don't know if Black Mamba, did I give you that light bulb moment? Did I give you that aha, I see it now moment?
Yeah, I've been listening the whole time. Everything sounds good.
Awesome, Black Mamba. Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? I'm here. Like I'm here for it. Y'all hit me with the hardest questions, man. I'm batting like 10 for 10. I've yet to get a group that like stumps me.
Is Bertha a girl or a boy?
Bertha, Big Bertha is a girl.
I guess I have a question for you, bud.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Kingpin? Nice to meet you, man.
Likewise. Considering the massive amounts of value within the Treasury and funds and whatnot, are there other interests of acquiring ROI through it besides going the trunk route?
So besides the Elephant token, all of these have a certain yield generating aspect of them. Farms gives you trunk rewards, futures gives you BUSD rewards currently, NFTs give you elephant rewards. But really, yeah, everything is paid out for by Bertha.
Sorry, I mean, I was maybe more so kind of like being a incubator to fund whatever startup companies type things. I don't know.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. So right now we're still
down the line type shit. Yeah.
It is. Yes, it is further down the line. So I don't think BT has any interest in starting any real world projects like buying hospitals. And now we have a medical arm of Elephant Money. No, nothing like that. But when we are fully recovered, right? And what I mean by that is this system is fully recovered after Bertha is completely nursed back to health. I'm talking when she's like 200 trillion tokens and above, then she's going to start buying more of this trunk token on PancakeSwap until it gets back to $1. When trunk is sustainably back at $1, guys, that's when the recovery is over. That's when everyone's been made whole and the system is firing on all cylinders. And then people minting trunk, that's feeding Bertha too. Okay. Now, at that time, though, that's when the Elephant Money Protocol will be a beacon of hope across DeFi. And then BT said that, Bertha's going to have so many billions of dollars in value that she's going to start opening up her pocketbook. And then she's going to start investing in other protocols for external revenue coming in, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of what I was hinting at or meant to say for.
Yes, there will be external revenue from that in the future. And there's actually already some protocols, that are investing into Elephant token nowadays. I think, Chris has Bridge DeFi, and then there's another group called H&W, but they've already bought like tens of thousands of Elephant token over a year ago. And they're just waiting for that thing to 100x. And that's serving as a treasury for different protocols.
Yeah, look, I take it as a bit of a old wives' tale at this point, because that's what it is. Crypto moves real fast. It's basically a fairy tale now. It's why you should, if you are looking for stability in your protocol, if you are farming from other protocols, Elephant Money is one of the top to do it in. I don't think I can find a comparison to another top, so don't ask me.
There's another protocol I think that will get put on y'all's radar at some point, but it's run by a guy named Olo. He's of royal blood, and he's got connections, guys. And anyway, he's building a metaverse project that'll become big probably in 2025, but it's called City of Atlantis. And they actually made Elephant Token their reserve currency. And so probably starting in October or, probably by the end of the year, they're going to be pumping millions of dollars into futures, into the Elephant Token as well, because of the reason I described before. Elephant Token is scalable. It can handle millions of dollars coming in and actually appreciate price versus other protocols which temporarily increase price, but then the piranhas ate all that chum you threw in the water. So yeah, that's going to be a big deal. Actually,
get to it, start buying.
Yeah.
I also have a question. Is there any plan to get investment companies in the game like BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, and the others, or is it that not on the table?
I don't think we're big enough to have that on the table just yet, but I would never say never. I think that when Elephant Token climbs up the rankings, and right now, Elephant Token isn't being accurately reported on CoinGecko. They're gatekeeping because they like non-taxable central exchange type tokens like Bitcoin and SHIB and Pepe. They don't like tax tokens, so they're not accurately reporting our circulating supply, so the market cap's not right, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, over time, the Elephant protocol would just become undeniable. The numbers, you just can't ignore us anymore. And I think once we truly become like a top 20 and a top 10 cryptocurrency, like Elephant will be a blue chip at that point. That's when I think we get on the radar of shit. Well, BT will have interviews with CZ after he's done with his SEC crap, and then BlackRock will take notice of us, and everyone's going to be, mainstream media is going to be talking about Elephant. It's coming, guys. It's going to be crazy.
I definitely see it.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy, man. Right. Any more questions from the crowd? Apart from Zans, you open your mouth too much.
Yeah, fuck off, man.
I'm kidding, man. It's good to see you in these. All right. Looks like it's quiet. SK, take us away. Any final words?
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm just gonna drop the mic. I mean, seriously, guys, this is just a DeFi bank. So
it was awesome.
At the end of the day, what y'all should do is, don't quit your day jobs. Park some funds here, because ultimately what Elephant Money is aiming to do is to be the best store of value, like in on chain. It is the best on chain store of value with an appreciating asset that you can bank on. Like, why would you build your 401k, your checking and savings account when, inflation's beating you out by 7% a year decline? You can put that into something that's actually growing in value, and you can take your profits from the real world, park it in a place that, remember, is already battle tested, guys. And Ganyu, you said this too, but we're already audited by Certic and Solidity. And after the exploit, he brought on a third auditor named PeckShield. And all three of those companies went back through everything after the exploit with a fine-tooth comb, and nothing was breached on the actual audited contracts. It was just the mint redeem exploit. And that being the only attack vector, there's nothing else that can stop this protocol. Also, even if the SEC wanted to come in and try to label Elephant Money and security, they can't, because it's not run by a group of individuals. For one, it's a lone wolf operation. Two, it was launched fair launch style. It wasn't even a whitelisted event. SEC has a problem with that. Bank teller's done all of his homework. He thought of all this stuff in advance, so we'll never be considered a security. But yeah, this is a DeFi community bank, guys. This is where you should store your profits from across other DeFi protocols and real world, and then just let Bertha do the job, right? The liquidity is not in the hands of users, okay? It's in the hands of the protocol, which is all the difference. And, I forgot to bring this up, but even when it comes to wrapped BNB, look at who's in number 3rd place right there. Fun fact. Elephant's top 3 in all of BSC on wrapped BNB. But, let me remind you that when it comes to the Elephant token, that it has, oh man, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the holder count. Remember, the top human holder only has 0.8% of the supply. So when I look at Elephant Token holder list right here, you already recognize these top 4 contracts. We already talked about them. Graveyard, Bertha, the BNB pair, BUSD pair. And then look, number 1 holder here, less than 1% of the supply. So you're in good hands. And even on the scariest day a year ago at the exploit, these trillionaires didn't sell. So even the top holders of the protocol believe in the protocol. They're not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get a bank run on this. So I can't personally think of anything safer in DeFi. And I hope after this presentation today, you guys see it the way that I do. So thank you so much for your time, guys.
I haven't.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank
This is
you.
what we love. All
Yeah,
right.
Ganyo, give me a sec, please. Is there anywhere I can stake the main token? You probably mentioned it, but I joined later on.
No. The elephant token is just something that you buy and hold, and then you just get reflected. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thanks.
It literally gets no easier than that, guys. You just buy and hold the token, forget about it for 3 years, and come back at a 500x. I mean, it gets no better. Sleep well at night.
That's what I like to hear. All right. Well, I'm going to create a bot now that drops about 200 a day on this, and we'll see how that goes in about 3 years. I'll set up the accounts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, DCA. And then I don't know how y'all want to do your NFT thing, but just DM me, whatever you guys decide.
It's fine. I'll DM you after we've made a decision. I promise to be fair. I promise not to scam these guys. Like 70% chance I won't scam these guys.
I'll just DM you. I'll just DM you my wallet address. I'm glad you got the 0.5% kickback.
SK, it's gonna come from me because Ken's heavy invested, and he's already told me if this is the scam he's gonna do, this is the scam he's gonna do. So
that's funny.
It's just gonna come from me, man. All right, you know how I play in this space. Let's get it. This has been Elephant Money. This has been Tortuga. Man, you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for coming in. I'm so happy you did, because this is giving me a lot of energy for tomorrow. This is giving me a hell of a lot of motivation for the next week. You should be a motivational speaker, man. But yeah, thanks so much. And it's a pleasure having you on.
Yeah. Hey, thank you very much, man.
All right. Talk soon. We'll drop that Addy. Do not take it from Ken. I swear to God, he's just going to drop his own. All right.
I won't.
Later.
Yeah. See you, bud.